Hi, this is Stephanie, and I am going to take you on a very exciting journey on understanding and learning and implementing project-based learning in your classroom. I am a STARS Washington State trainer. So luckily for you, you're here probably because you are looking to rack up some STARS credits before the end of the year so that your credits will be up to par and you will be ready to go for the next year. So I just thought it would be really great to kind of start off with a video that talks about project-based learning. This is something that's a huge buzzword phrase that's going on in early childhood education, and many people are trying to figure out, how the heck do I implement this in my classroom? Sometimes it can seem confusing, it can be a little challenging depending on the kids that you have, and how do you direct and manage your classroom so that it's a success. So I'm going to give you some really great tips today on resources, different books that you can use, technology, as well as just taking an approach that kind of helps broaden your mind to start your project-based learning journey. So let's answer the question, what is project-based learning and where do you actually start? Where do you go? What does this look like? You can see my little marker there. I thought it was pretty cool, so we'll be able to point to some different areas. So what is it? Let's talk about it. So project-based learning, just keep it really simple. Try not to be caught up in the phrase and what does this person say and what does that person say. Really focus on key points to help you demonstrate project-based learning, or PLB. Project-based learning is student-centered. What this means is we look into what are students curious about? What do they want to learn? What do they know? What don't they know? So I want you to think about the students in your class. This is a really cool exercise you can do for yourself, or even if you're like training other educators, have them write down all of their different students in their class. Ask them to write down next, what is that child's favorite animal, favorite color? What are they interested in? What is their home life like? What do they do on the weekends? So you are trying to answer is around that child, and also your class. What kind of experiences are happening in their community? What kind of experiences are happening in their life? Again, student-centered. I heard an amazing quote that I'll probably post later on. And the quote really focused on educators understanding that we teach to a broad group of children, but it still should feel very individualized. So again, student-centered. A dynamic approach to the classroom. Dynamic, when I looked up this word, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to use it, but dynamic is active. So when you think about your classroom, ask yourself the question, is my classroom active? Just because students are moving around and able to do different things does not make your classroom active. The third point here, you want students to acquire a deeper knowledge through active exploration. I love that. So let's kind of break this part down. Students acquire deeper knowledge. This is your cognitive development. This is where we're looking at executive functioning skills. It's the ability for children to make decisions about what they're going to do, how they're going to control their impulses. It is really how they are going to respond to different problems, solutions, just reactions socially and emotionally when they're with their peers. So how do we get them to think deeper? The next part I want us to focus on, again, through active exploration. You guys, kids have to be able to explore. If they don't have the opportunity to explore in the classroom, the classroom then becomes teacher-centered and teacher-guided and teacher-centered versus student-centered. And this is why project-based learning, I think, is really hard, because sometimes we're thinking way too deep, where we want our children to think about things that they're not even prepared to think about, versus asking them, what do they want to learn? What do they know about the subject? So I want us to look at this simple step of intro of understanding project-based learning. And I want us to think about the first step in presenting project-based learning.